See what is the IPsec and the security, how we can implement the security at the network layer. Before going into this, we have to see what are the pros and cons of why we are going for the security implementation in the network layer. Why not in the other layers? See, if you take the network layer, since the data are converted into packets and the source and the destination, from the source to the destination data packet delivery is taken by the work is taken by the network layer. If you are going to implement the security at the network layer, it would be more efficient than the security implementation in the transport and the application layers. Why is it so? Is in the case of transport and application layers, it will be the work of admin. The hectic work will be there for the admin to change the configurations, OS, everything, compatibilities and all they have to check. So if it is going to be in the application, so for every application if you want to give the security, then it will be very hectic. Like for every application you have to give. See, if we have some 10 applications, then we have to implement the security for each and every application individually, which is very difficult. So out of the three options we have, that is whether we can implement the security at the network layer or at the transport and the application layer or the application. If you go for these three things, it is better to go with the network layer to implement the security. Okay, so how can we implement the security in the network layer? So by using the protocol called IPsec, Internet Protocol Security. Okay, so it is designed by the committee in the late 1990s. It was intended to protect against why we are going for IPsec is to protect our data against sniffing, spoofing, hijacking, and denial of service. So what is provided by this IPsec is it gives protection of data against like sniffing, spoofing, hijacking, and denial of service attacks. Then it provides a host of services. What are the service it is going to provide? That is data origin, authentication, and data integrity. That is, authentication is nothing but whether the data comes from origin. Authentication is nothing but whether the data comes from the authorized sender, authorized origin, authorized source. And data integrity is whatever the data received by the sender is exactly the same which was sent by the sender. So the data which is received by the receiver should be exactly the same as the data which is sent by the sender. That is data integrity. There should not be any change in the data during the communication. Next comes protection from replay attacks. It is not replay, it is replay attacks. Replay is nothing but it should not the same data should not be replayed after some time. That is replay attack. Data confidentiality. It should be confidential only to the data should sent between the sender and the receiver should be known only to the sender and the receiver, then nobody else. Next comes partial traffic flow confidentiality. So both only half of the traffic flow is confidential, then it is partial traffic flow confidentiality. The endpoints of the protocol can be two hosts, either two gateways or a host and a gateway. So these are the endpoints. Next, IP security associations. So SA. The information in SA includes what are the information the security association should have. It is lifetime of association, how long it is valid. IPsec mode. We have two types of mode in it. That is transport or tunnel mode. We have to mention which mode, in which mode we are going to use, and the cryptographic parameters. It is nothing but what type of algorithm we are going to use for encryption and key exchange, what type of algorithm, either Diffie-Hellman, like that. Then comes a 32-bit sequence number and an anti-replay window. These are the four things we'll be having in security association. Next, IPsec protocols. As we said, we have two protocols, one for providing authentication and the other for providing encryption. So the two protocols of the IPsec is authentication header and the ESP, encapsulation security payload. So authentication header, if you take the first protocol is authentication header, So it provides support for data integrity and authentication of the IP packets. So this is only for providing authentication and the data integrity. End system or the router can authenticate user app, prevents address spoofing attacks by tracking sequence number. Then it is based on the use of a MAC, like media access control is used. Why we are going to use this? To provide, to give the guarantee of integrity. By this we will come to know. After applying some functions on the data, we'll get the answer. That answer will be appended with the data. After receiving, the receiver will apply the same function on the data and he will get some answer. He will compare with these two answers which he got and which he has calculated. If both are same, then he will come to the conclusion that the data has not been modified during the communication. Like this, they are going to provide data integrity. Then users must share a secret key. So they have to share a secret key for this. Does not support confidentiality. It is not going to support confidentiality. It is going to support only data integrity and the authentication of the IP packets. So this is the header. This is original IP original packet which contains IP header, TCP and the data. So if I am going to use IPsec authentication header, the one component will be there. Extra one component is added, that is this authentication header. So you can check here, authentication header. So see, this is the IP packet header here. So here they have included security parameter index. So this is authentication header. What and all data will be there? As we said, next header, payload length, that is data length, result, security parameter index, which will give the algorithms which and all used. Then sequence number. Then authentication data. Sequence number helps us to check whether it is from the authorized source or not. By that we will come to know that whether we have received from the same person who has sent. And authentication data, it is for the integrity check. After calculating MAC, the data will be sent. So this is regarding authentication header. Next we'll move on to two modes. So in every protocol, we said we have two protocols. One is authentication header and ESP. In authentication header, we can have two modes. One is transport mode and the other is channel mode. In the transport mode, see, this is the format in which the data will be sent. Original IP header, AH, TCP and data. This is what we have seen in the normal format. So the direct thing, if it is, they are going to take the data, original IP header, AH, TCP and data, then it is transport mode. What is the special in tunnel mode then? What is going to happen here is they will take the header which is there in the transport mode and they will encapsulate in the other header. It is like taking a data and putting inside the another cover and a new header will be added. So that is nothing but tunnel mode. They are going to put it into the another cover. That new cover will be having again the address information, all the other information which is there in the header. Okay, so there are two covers in the tunnel mode. Already original IP header. Original IP header is nothing but it will be giving the address information, source destination and the sequence number, whether it is TCP or UDP. All these data will be given in the IP header. Again, along with that, it is going to use another cover called new IP header. In that, again they will put the new information like address information, and that will be sent. That is the difference between transport and the tunnel mode. Next protocol is encapsulating security payload. So here, as I said, it is one why we are going for this encapsulating security protocol is authentication header can provide only the authentication header protocol can provide only the integrity and the authentication. But encapsulation security protocol can provide integrity, authentication as well as confidentiality. That's why we are moving here. See, IPsec provides an open framework for implementing industry standard algorithms such as SHA and MD5. security parameter index, secure sequence number, initialization vector, padding length, next header, hash message authentication code. These are the information which will be present in the ESP header. So along with the data, as usual we will be having data with its own IP header. Along with that, this ESP header also should be added. See, like this. So sequence number helps us to avoid replay attack. Security parameter index helps us to give the algorithm informations, and hash message authentication helps to give the integrity information, whether the data is like changed during communication or not. The original packet has visited IP header, extension headers, TCP data. This is what the how the original data looks packet looks like. Now if you are going to use this ESP protocol, then only thing they are going to add is this ESP header. See this ESP header, then along with that extension header and its own IP header. So these three components will be added. As we said, here also we have two modes. One is transport mode and the other is tunnel mode. In the transport mode, IP header, extension header and the ESP header will be there. And the next mode is tunnel mode. If you see tunnel mode, see one packet is there. One second. Yes. Along with the same information, one more cover should be added. For that, see that blue color session, that is new IP header, extension header. I said the data will be put in the one more cover. In that one more cover you have to give the header information, that is address information and all. So new IP header, its own extension header should be added. And in the ESP, another thing we have to note it here is ESP trailer and the ESP authentication. So that should be trailer information is also there in the ESP, which is not in authentication header, that is AH protocol. Next, transport. As we said, transport mode is used to encrypt and optionally authenticate IP data. In authentication header protocol, we are not going to do encryption process. In the ESP, as we have to provide confidentiality, we are going for the encryption techniques. So in the security parameters, what type of algorithm you are going to use, encryption algorithm that will be used will be given. Then data protected but header left in clear. Adversary can do traffic analysis. And in tunnel mode, encrypts entire IP packet, as I said. Add new header for next hop. It is slow, but it is good for virtual private networks. With this, I am completing this session. We'll see in the next session. Thank you. Bye.